Alright, testing. I think I'm rating up all my memory. I put it on 40 frames per second. It still says 0. Look at that. 1, 4, 5 frames per second. 6. Subpart B, preparation of hazard materials, transportation. Forbidden material for the packages unless otherwise provided with a subchapter offering transportation. Transportation following is forbidden. Material that is designated with the forbidden with the column 3 with the 172-101 table. Forbidden device explode with the defined 173-54 part. Electrical devices for the batteries and have the battery powered devices, which are likely to create spark for the dangerous evaluation of heat within the package of the man or the preclude with any of such occurrence. For carriage aircraft, any package of the magnetic field with more than 0.00525 gauge measured in 4.5, 15 meters from any surface of the package. Material, same package, freight container, overpacking, and other material mixing with which is likely to cause the dangerous evaluation of heat and flammable or poisonous gases, vapors, reduce corrosive material. A package containing materials likely to decompose, self-accelerated decomposition temperature, SADT. The problem is with the self-accelerated polymerization temperature or 420 degrees 22 degrees Fahrenheit left the evaluation dangerous quantity heat gap decomposing polymers on left the material stabilized inhibited with the man with the clue with the evaluation of the self-accelerated decomposition temperature, self-accelerated polymerization temperature may be determined in any of the following tests and described in Part 2 of the UN Material Manual of the Test Criteria. A package meeting under criteria paragraph F of the section may be required with shipping under the controlled temperature condition. The controlled temperature emergency temperature for the package of the shall be specified at the table of paragraph 5.1 PAT, SADT, SAPT, or the self-accelerated decomposition temperature and self-accelerated polymerization temperature of the material control temperature above the packaging material may not be offered to the transport of the emergency temperature for the temperature at which the danger emergency measure must be initiated. Provisions concerning the polymer substance of the paragraph F will be effective January 3rd, 2nd, 2019. So reserve self-the material list in 173.224B with the take of the stable control of the emergency temperature required. As shown in column 5 and 6, respect the organic peroxide table, the 173.225 control emergency temperature required within shown columns of 173, 17A, 17B, respectively. Refrigeration, even the means of stabilization, only approved with the Associated Administrator approves. Issued Bureau explosives and no long valid methods of stabilization approved with the Associated Administrator as follows. For highway transportation material meeting the criteria for the paragraph of the F of the transport and only with the transport vehicle, freight container, motor vehicle equipped, mechanical refrigerator unit loaded with a consumable refrigeration container capable of maintaining inside temperature of the hazard control or below the control temperature required for the material during transportation. Each package containing the material meeting the criteria of the paragraph F of the must below within maintained and below the control temperature and required material for the temperature of the material must be determined appropriate means to determine the written record of the time packaging loaded. Vehicle operator shall monitor the inside temperature of the temperature vehicle with the freight container motor vehicle enter the temperature of the written record of the time packaging loading, therefore intervals not exceeding 2 hours. Alternatively, transport vehicle, freight container, motor vehicle may be equipped with a visible audible rolling device activities when inside of the temperature of the transport vehicle, train container, motor vehicle exceeds control temperature required for the material of the warning devices must be readily visible and audible as appropriate for the vehicle operator seat in the vehicle. The carrier shall advise the vehicle operator emergency temperature of the material provided with the vehicle operator written procedures must be followed to ensure the maintenance of controlled temperature. Instead, the transport vehicle, freight container, motor vehicle, the written procedure must include the instruction of the vehicle operator for the action of the inside of the temperature, exceed the controlled temperature approaches or reach for the emergency temperature for the material. The additional written temperatures that the control perceived must identify the en route position. The points of the consumable refrigerator may be procured within repairs and or replacement of the mechanical refrigeration until may be accomplished. Vehicle operator shall maintain the written temperature control procedure for the written record of the temperature measuring specified in paragraph F31C of section if applicable, same errors as specified in 177A17 subchapter shipping papers. If in the control, if the control temperature maintained with the consumable refrigeration dry liquid nitrogen, the quantity of the consumable refrigerant must be sufficient to maintain control temperature with twice the average transit time under normal condition transportation. A material has controlled temperature of 104 degrees Fahrenheit, however, the may be the transport column carrier. Material has controlled temperature of 104 degrees Fahrenheit must be transported by the contract carrier. For transportation on vessel shipment authorized in accordance with the control temperature 1737 intermediate dangerous code, dangerous goods code. Packaging that give off flammable gas vapor release of the material not otherwise subject to the subchapter likely to create inflammable mixtures in with the air transportation vehicle. Packages containing material other than classified as explosive, which would detonate with fire for the purpose of the paragraph. Detonate means an explosion with a shock wave travel through the material spread greater than the speed of sound when test is required. The evaluation performance of the packaging under provision paragraph testing may be done and approved with one of the agents specified in 17356, except for the as provided package containing the lighter design sample means the quantity 173.308 B2 the package containing lighter 171A with the subject containing division 2 material design has not been examined, successfully tested and authorized person with the critical criteria space 173.308 A4 lighter design containing class 3 material has not been approved by associated administrator. Organic peroxide acetone peroxide category contains no more than 5% available oxygen calculated using equation 173 to 128 A42. The category acetone peroxide that includes but not limited to acetylene, acetone peroxide, kylohexanone peroxide, diacetone, alcohol peroxides, methylchlorohexanone peroxides, methylethylcretone peroxides, methyl-ibutanol ketone peroxides. Notwithstanding the provisions of subchapter include with subpart C part 171, 170, 10 with the A2 of the subchapter oxygen generator chemical as cargo passenger carrying aircraft prohibition design. The prohibition does not apply to the oxygen generator with the medical personnel use of the passenger that meets the requirements of 175, 10A7 in the subchapter. All right, 171, 173.21 forbidden material package. The package contains the material with the likely to decompose self accelerated decomposition temperature and 122 degrees Fahrenheit left of the polymer with the temperature of 130 degrees Fahrenheit left. The evaluation of the dangerous quantity heat or gas decomposed polymer if the use life in the table inhibited with the band to the evaluation of the SADT may determine the name of the type of method described in part 2 of the UN manual testing criteria. Package me with the criteria paragraph of the section may require shift over the control temperature of the condition of control temperature emergency temperature of the packaging shall be specified on the table of the paragraph and based on the SADT the material the control temperature the temperature above the packaging material not over the transportation transport the emergency temperature is in temperature which is on duty immediate danger emergency measure must be initiated. 173.22 resultantly accept this writings and this part of the person may offer the hazardous material for transport and packaging container required. This part according with the following person shall gladly describe hazardous material in accordance with the part 172, 173 subchapter, and the person shall determine the packaging container is authorized packaging including part 173. Requirements of that has been manufactured and sold with marked in accordance with 173, 78 of the part 173, 178, 179 subchapter. The specification department in effect with the date of the manufactured packaging container national and international regulations based on UN recommendations as authorized in 173.24 D2. Approval issued under the subchapter exemption with a special permit and issued in subchapter A of this chapter. And making the determination on paragraph A2 of this section, the person may accept with the marking on the bottom of the metal plastic drum capacity over 100 liters, which has been reconditioned, remanufactured, otherwise converted and manufactured. Certification, specification, approval, exemption, special permanent marking 172.8, 178.2, 179.1 subchapter. With respect to cargo tanks provided with the carrier with a manufacturer identification plate, rating identification, specification, exemption, special permit provided with the carrier. For DOT specification, UN standard packaging, subject to the requirements of Part 178 with the subchapter, the person must perform all functions necessary to bring with the packaging compliant with the Part 173, 178 subchapter, identified with the packaging manufacturer, subsequent distributor. For example, applying the closure consistent with the manufacturer closure instruction in accordance with the 178.2 with the subchapter. For other than bulk packaging cylinder, person may be retained with a copy of the manufacturer notification, including closure instruction 178.2c. Subchapter for bulk packaging cylinder must be meet the retaining copy of the manufacturer notification, including closure instruction 178.2 the C of the subchapter, and left with permanently embossed printed with the packaging copy of the manufacturer notification, including closure instruction of these subchapter usually unpermitted with the embossed printed with the package with the apple that must be made available to the inspection representative of the department upon request at least 90 days once the package is offered initial carry with the transportation commercial subsequent offer to fill with the otherwise properly prepared and unaltered package with not required maintain manufacturer notification, including the closure and structure, and what application person must retain with a copy of the supporting documentation that you determine equivalent level of performance under selective testing variation 178 601G1 subchapter of documentation retained the person certifying compliance 178-601G1 as prescribed in 178-6011 retained prescribed in paragraph A42 of section. No person any of the motors of the carrier of the hazardous material specified in Title 49 CFR 385-403 unless the motor carrier holds the safety permit issued by the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration. Prior to each shipment with the official with the radioactive material type B with the highway route and control quantity with the package of the radioactive material C-173-403. Shipper to notify the consignor with the day of the shipment with the expected with the arrival. The shipper shall also notify each of the consignor with the aim of the special loading unloading instruction prior to the fire for shipment. For any of the shipment they are irradiated with the reactor fuel. Shipper shall provide with the physical protection and compliance with the plan established under requirements prescribed in the U.S. Nuclear Regulatory Commission, equivalent requirements approved with the U.S. Associated Administrator. 132.22a packaging authorized under special permits except with the paragraph CB section. No person authorized has material with the transportation package even the waste with the dependent upon the exemption with the special permit issued within subpart B with the part 107 with the title with the life of the person with the holder party with the exemption with the special permit. If the exemption with the special permit authorized packaging for the transportation has the material with any with the person per class of persons other than addition with the whole of the exemption special permit with the person may be with a member of the class person may be with the packaging with the purpose of authorized exemption special permit subject in terms and their copies of the exemption special permits may be obtained with accessible with the hazardous material site phmsa.gov page hazmat regs SPA special permit act. Writing Associated Administrator Hazardous Materials Safety, the U.S. Department of Transportation, East Building, 1200 New Jersey Avenue, Southeast Washington, D.C., 205900001, attendant Records Center. When exemption of the special permit with the issue of the person with the offer of the hazardous material containing requirements to apply with the certain carrier with the hazardous material offer, shall furnish the copy of the current exemption with the special permit with the carrier before at the time of shipment and tendered. 173.231. 173.223. Previously authorized packaging. When regulations specify packaging specification document packaging marked prior to January 1st, 1970, the prefix ICC may be used in placing the package within otherwise conform with the applicable specification requirements. 2. Reserved after July 2nd, 1982, semi-aluminum cylinder manufactured with the conformance and with any of the youth special permit exemptions. E. 649. 4098, 7042, 8107, 8362, 8422 may be continued with the market before with the time of the net retest of either specification identification 3AL. Immediately above the special permit exemption number than dot mark dot A3A11 and 1800 proximity special permit exemption marking. After October 1st, 1984, cylinder manufacturer with the special permit for the exemption of the 6668 and 84024 may be continued within use. Must be marked .4L XXXYY XXX to be replaced with the service special YY will be replaced with letters AL applicable compliance specification 4L 17857 the subchapter on or before January 1st, 1986. .4L XXXXY may be appeared approximate with the required and special permit with the exemption markings. An MC331 cargo tank motor vehicle must conform to structural integrity requirements 177 and 83337 or to corresponding requirements in effect with the time manufacturer. Non-bulking packaging manufactured testing marked with certified and performance before September 30th, 1996A, according with the applicable provisions of Part L and M of the Part 178 subchapter in effect with the September 30th, 1995 may be used and authorized in subchapter packaging conformance with all requirements applicable with the time manufacturer. Addition with the packaging may be reused and authorized 173.28 without nominal thickness marking when conform with the minimum thickness criteria prescribed 173.28b. 4. Packaging permitted marked for the special permit of .sp.e for which the provision special permit may be incorporated with the subchapter may continue to be used in the life of the packaging without obliterating otherwise removing the special permanent number. And exemption packaging shipping the paper the permanently marked .e with priority to October 1st, 2007 continuing as long with the exemption special permit remains valid unless the otherwise specified exemption and special permit. 173.24 General requirements of packaging package application and otherwise provided with the subchapter provision with that section applied with the bulk and non-bulk and new package of packaging which are reused specification non-specification packaging and packaging with the shipment of the hazard material under the subchapter shall be designed constructed maintain filled with the is in contents limited to the code of the under condition normal instant of the transportation, except otherwise provided with the subchapter there will be no identified without the use of the instrument with the relief that has material to the environment. Effective in the package substantial reduce the example the impact resistance strength of the packaging compatible must be maintained with the minimum maximum temperature, change humidity, pressure, shock, the loadings, and vibration normally encountered with during transportation. There will be no more mixtures, gas, vapors of the package of the would-be, could, or thereby credible, spontaneous, increase the heat or pressure, significantly reduce the effectiveness of the packaging. There will be no hazardous material residual adhering on the outside of the packaging during transportation. Authorized packaging authorized hazardous material only if the packaging is prescribed and permitted with the hazardous material. In packaging section 12 of the material column 8 of the 172.101 table to conform with the application requirements of special provision column 7 of the 172.101 table and specification packagings in but not including UN standard packaging manufactured outside the United States specification requirements part 178, 179 subchapter. The packaging is permitted under the conform with the provision contained in the Part B and C of the Part 171, Subchapter 173.3, 173.4, 173.4A, 173.4B, 173.5, 173.5A, 173.6, 173.7, 173.8, 173.27, 136, 176.11 of the subchapter.
Carl needs your help.
Alright, hold on just a minute. The use of supplementary packaging with the outer packaging, intermediate packaging, receptacle inside required inner packaging additional what is required with the subchapter authorized provided all applicable requirements of the subchapter are met. Necessary suitable condition execution is to prevent the movement within the packaging. Specification packaging, UN standard packaging, or manufacturer outside U.S. specification packaging. Specification including UN standard packaging manufactured in the United States must conform with all detail of the applicable with the specification standard 178, 179 subchapter. UN standards packaging manufactured outside UN standard packaging manufactured outside of the United States according to the national and international regulation based on UN recommendations. IBR 171 subchapter may be imported using the authorized packaging provisions paragraph C1 subject to the following additional limitations. Packaging fully conforms to applicable provisions, UN recommendations, requirements. So part includes reuse provisions. Packaging incapable of passing prescribed test part 178 of the subchapter applicable to standard parts. I gotta go help somebody.